It's huge. I was asked quite a few times in preseason, what is it like to have depth in the room? And this is one of the main reasons why it's such an advantage to have. Just because you never know who's going to be ready, you never know who's going to get injured, things like that. So just to be comfortable with anyone out there is just a huge benefit for us and our team.
In the room, is it competitive between all of you, or is it more like supportive? Like the guys that step on and do this job, like how do you all kind of motivate each other?
I think it's just a great combination of both. We all kind of have a mindset we want what's best for the team, but at the end of the day, as a player, as an individual, you want to compete to get the starting job and you want to play. Just because we all have our own individual goals and aspirations, but I would say it's just a really good combination of both.
You've been the one guy that's been the constant out there in all those lineups. Do you feel that responsibility to make sure that you're really consistent and reliable, so the other guys can feed off you?
Yeah, for sure. That's what's asked of you when you're a leader on a team, or especially on the defense, and especially in a specific DB room that I'm in. So whatever the coaches need from me and whatever the guys need from me as well, they know I'm there for them.
What have you seen from Jair just over the course of his first year to get to where he is now and be able to contribute for you guys?
I like Jair's mindset. Since day one he's come in, he's always kind of had that edge to him, that kind of grimy edge, that hard-working edge. So I knew that when his time was called, when his number was called, that he was going to be ready.
Ronnie, I know you got faith in all your teammates. You see him every day in practice, but when it's true freshmen, whether it was Denzel last year getting thrown in there against Minnesota or Jair against Wisconsin, is there maybe a moment out there on the field when it kind of validates the belief you already had? Whether it's a play or just seeing it in their eyes that they're genuinely not scared to be out there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a difference between doing it in practice and then when the lights are on in front of 105,000. But like I said, and like you said earlier, I've definitely had the faith in those guys, and I've seen them do it a number of times. So for them to go out there and do their job, it was just like, okay, I knew you could do that. Let's build off of them. Let's get better.
So as a veteran, when you see that moment click for them, I don't want to say you stop doing your job because you're still going to communicate with them and be a hover for them as a safety supposed to be, but do you kind of shut off some of that worry that maybe that might be a weakness out there on the field?
I would say a little bit more at ease, knowing that they can do it. Like I said, in front of 105,000 people and stuff like that. But now it's just a matter of, okay, you've done your job, you've done that. Let's get better on it and stuff like that.
Hey, Ronnie, can you scoot up?
Oh, fuck.
J.K. said that you and Josh were two of the veteran guys that he was leaning on as he was getting ready for that game. What are the things you were trying to tell those young corners to make sure they were prepared to play?
Mainly just stay calm and poised. A lot's going to happen out there, but we got to snap and clear. And whatever happens, you got to be ready for the next play. Our coaches do a great job of preparing them and stuff like that. So I wasn't really worried about game plan and their abilities and stuff like that. It was more of just it's your first time out here starting, but you've been doing this all your life, so don't be surprised when you're making the plays and stuff like that.
Ronnie, for
What was
Tanner.
that moment in preseason camp or whatever when you noticed Jair might be able to answer this bell? You know what I mean? Where did it strike you that he would be capable of something like this?
Early. Jair, he kind of showed signs like Denzel, the first few times he was out there, we were like, okay, this guy, he got something to him. And Jair kept building off of that. So, I mean, since our offseason, I was kind of looking for Jair to, come in because I wanted to see him live. I wanted to see him make some plays. So I'm just glad he got the chance to do it.
Yeah. And how would you describe it? Is it guts? Is it aggressiveness? How would you describe that edge that you see when a guy's got it?
Yeah, he's very aggressive, and he's willing to take a chance to go make a big play, and I think you need that in the corner. That's how you make the big plays and stuff like that, and that's what I like about Jair. He's not scared.
You're a leader of this team, right? What are y'all reinforcing this week? Rutgers are coming in; they're prohibitive underdogs. 39 points, where you're going to call it. I know you probably don't care about all that, but what are y'all just reinforcing as this week goes on?
Our competition is us. We come into this building. We try to be the best version of ourselves and beat who we were yesterday. That's been our mindset, this whole season, and we're just honing on it this week.
And what makes Rutgers dangerous? What have you seen from their offense that just you guys have to have an eye on?
They're creative offense. They like to do different stuff. They like to give you, the unbalanced looks, just the weird looks they're not so traditional in offense, but you stay true to your cues and have good eye control, you'll be good.
We talked with Tanner after the game last week after he got his interception. Just to see him get that pick, how relieving maybe was it for him since he is coming to Ohio State? It's his first year coming over from Oklahoma State. How relieved was he? Maybe how happy was he after getting that interception last week?
It's huge, making plays in an environment like that, that many people watching, and for Tanner, like you said, with him being a transfer, I was just glad he was able to do it on the biggest stage. I had nothing but joy and excitement for him. And now it's just a quest to get another one for him.
And then seeing on the offensive side of the ball for Emeka to just play the way he has been playing, going up against him in practice, what do you see maybe differently about him now that he's showing more of his receiving skills this year? Last year was a lot of the returning, but what do you think about him so far this year?
It's no surprise. Like the stuff we're watching the game on the side, it's like we've seen that. Yep, seen that too. So like it's they play great, but we've been seeing this since those guys got here. So it's just a matter of them going out on Saturday and doing their job, which I'm sure they're going to be able to do this week.
When you say you've seen that, what about his game is that you've seen before when you say that?
The way Meg is very elusive. He knows how to use his body to get in and out of routes, get in and out of breaks, and especially when you're pressing him and stuff like that. He has a pretty big toolbox they can use. Him and Jackson, our interior guys, they have a really big toolbox, so they're just able to use different moves and different ways to create space from the defender.
Right, we know that Julia's been through some tough times physically his first couple of years, but to see him out there playing like he's playing, physical. I mean, what does it just tell you about this guy? I mean, do you admire him? I mean, how would you describe him?
It brings a huge smile, not to just my face, but the other guys on the team who've been here for a few years, because you know what he's been through. The little injuries, but you've seen the potential that he has and how good he is. So I'm just super excited for him, and I hope he stays healthy and is able to keep making plays for us.
Ronnie, what do you think Sonny's got to be able to get on the field like these last week?
Mental. Obviously, physically he's got the ability, he's got the speed, he's got the strength and stuff like that. But for a 17-year-old to come in and kind of mentally get a grasp on things, I think that's huge. Not a lot of kids can do that, especially on the biggest stage in college football. So I think he's done a great job mentally as far as understanding the playbook and stuff like that.
When did you know he could kind of pick that stuff up pretty quickly?
When I seen him calling stuff out in the meeting room and knowing, he might not have said it out loud, but I knew he knew the answer. So once I seen him able to do that stuff, once he was able to evaluate formations and stuff like that, I knew he was going to be good. Because his physical, that's nothing for him. So it was all mental.
Rutgers has had some quarterbacks dealing with injuries. How do you kind of prepare for that when it could be any one of 2 or 3 quarterbacks playing?
Well, you watch the film on all of them, and you prepare for all of them.
Ronnie, how close is this defense to being right where you want to be?
We got a long ways to go, regardless of what the score says and stuff like that. Well, we know what we're capable of. When we get back on the film the next day, we hone in on all mistakes. We still feel like we have a lot of room to improve, and we plan on doing that.
Ronnie, the play that Tanner did at the end of the half with that pass breakup on the shot clock, I think the degree of difficulty was a little hard to appreciate in the moment. When you watched it back, what did you think of that play?
I mean, I was watching it like I was vertical too, so I was carrying the vertical of 2. So I got to watch the whole thing, and I was literally like, what a play. One, because I knew he was kind of battling his groin a little bit, so I knew it was going to take a little extra for him to do that. And after the play, you can see he kind of took a knee. I'm like, he made the play. It's okay. We're going into the locker room now, that kind of thing. But that was probably one of the better plays I've seen live on the field, and definitely out there.
Couple more questions for Ronnie.
When Sonny Styles finally showed up, how did he approach it? I mean, did he go around shaking everybody's hand? Did he show up quiet? You know what I mean? I mean, how did he kind of work himself into the groove, so to speak, of the group?
Head down, and he was ready to work. Sonny was a hard worker from the jump. And like I said, we all knew what he was capable physically. I think the hardest part was the mental thing, was the playbook and stuff like that. But he was willing to do the extra work, meet extra with the coaches and get that stuff down pat.
You're playing behind Tommy Eichenberg. He's gotten like 2 Big Ten co-defensive players of the week. Is he different this year? It just seems like he's playing with more aggressiveness just compared to last season, his first year as a starter. What have you seen from Tommy getting to play with him on that defense?
I mean, that guy's just fast, and he's probably one of the better defensive players in the country right now. Just the way that guy's able to realize what the play is and then go find the ball and make an open field tackle one-on-one with just him and the running back is something that you got to appreciate as a safety, because a lot of those times that ball can spit up to you, and you can be left with 15 yards and just a one-on-one tackle with a running back. But there's been a lot of times where I'm running down the alley and thinking I got a tackle, and then boom, Tommy's right there to make the play. So I love it. I'm really, really excited for him.
Do you ever catch moments where he's the captain, obviously? So do you ever catch moments where he does stand out as a leader? Does he have a saying? Does he have anything that keeps his linebackers going? Do you ever catch that?
You ask anyone on this team, once when Tommy's talking, we're listening. You ask anyone who would they take in the dark alleyway, and they say Tommy Eichenberg. So it's that kind of thing. When he talks, we listen.
Yeah.
You gonna be okay?
Talk much.
Yeah, it's not much. So you know when he's saying something, he's good.
I'm not disputing necessarily he's fast, but some of this also the way that Jim Knowles is using him.
Oh, most
this
definitely.
year. Like, it
Yeah,
seems like
most
it's unlocking
definitely.
something.
Yeah, most definitely. Coach, I've said it plenty of times. You know, Coach Knowles wants us to play fast, and he wants us to play offense on defense. And I think Tommy is a huge example of that. The way he's running through gaps and stuff like that.
You led the team with 100 tackles last year. Are you okay having a linebacker lead the team in tackles?
I think that's how it's supposed to be. So, yeah, I ain't okay with that. Yeah.
So you're not annoyed about it.
Not at all. Not at all.
All right, Rocket, thank you very much.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Ryan.
Great